Alright guys, welcome back to this channel and I hope you are all doing good. So guys, what really happens when someone from within speaks out and completely breaks ranks? So today we are here looking at a moment that is really catching a lot of people off guard. Yes, there is this elderly white man who is stepping forward, not to defend the system, not to stay silent, but to issue a serious warning, and not just to Donald Trump, but to white Americans as a whole. So guys, his message: a mistake has already been made, and now the system they trusted might be turning against them. So guys, stay with me because this gets deep. Let's get into these clips. I'll be back.
Let me tell you the new American truth. You can work full-time in this country and still be poor. That was unthinkable 40 years ago. But today, it's the new normal. People are working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. People who never miss a shift. People carrying 2 jobs. And they are still behind on rent, behind on utilities, medical bills, car payments. They're behind on everything. That's not a moral failure. That's an economic design. The working class didn't collapse because people got lazy. It collapsed because the system got greedy. Now let's talk about stability. Nobody talks about this enough. Every form of stability the working class used to rely on has been dismantled. Steady hours? Gone. Pensions? Gone. Affordable homes? Gone. Employer loyalty? Gone. Job security? Gone. Predictable health care? Gone. Savings? Gone. Retirement is now a myth. We now live in an economy where people can work full-time, budget responsibly, avoid debt, save when they can, and do everything right, and yet still drown. Because the work is no longer a group. It's a trap. A trap you cannot climb out of without assets, and assets are now priced out of reach. Let's talk about the generation squeezed the hardest. People aged 45 to 75, the backbone of the workforce for decades. Many in this group are taking care of aging parents, helping their grown children survive, working physically harder while their bodies wear down, managing chronic health conditions, facing age discrimination, watching retirement slip away. This group has been hit from both sides. Their parents grew up in the era of pensions and one-income homes. Their children are drowning in student debt and rent they cannot afford. And the people in the middle, the sandwich generation, they're supporting everyone except themselves. The collapse didn't just hit individuals. It hit entire families. You want to see the collapse in real time? Drive through rural America. Once thriving towns now have closed factories, hollowed out main streets, collapsed housing markets, low-wage service jobs, skyrocketing addiction rates, hospitals are shutting down, schools are underfunded, and grocery stores are being replaced with dollar stores. Entire communities are now being left behind. These places weren't abandoned accidentally. They were sacrificed in the name of global competitiveness. Millions of workers who built this country were told, your jobs are too expensive, your towns are not profitable, your lives don't matter to the bottom line. That is the collapse. Now let's go to the other side, the cities. Urban workers face a different kind of collapse. Rent swallowing over half their income. Commutes eating their day. Gig jobs replacing real work. Corporate chains killing small businesses. Housing speculation pricing out residents. Homelessness rising everywhere. Health costs skyrocketing. Buying a home is becoming impossible. The working class in the cities did not collapse. They were pushed out by investors. pushed out by gentrification, pushed out by landlords who raised rent faster than the wages could keep up. The message is clear now. If you cannot afford the new city, leave. Where do they go? Who cares? Not the people getting rich off their displacement. All right, here's something the news never talks about. The emotional cost of being working class in America today is devastating. People are feeling exhausted, invisible, devalued, betrayed, angry, hopeless, and yes, overwhelmed. When you've worked your entire life, when your hands, your back, your knees, your time, all of it built this country, and yet you can't afford to go to the doctor, that's not tough luck. That's cruelty. When a 67-year-old has to stock shelves to survive, that's not a strong work ethic, mind you. That's collapse. When a single mom works 2 jobs and still can't pay rent, that's not poor budgeting. That's collapse. This is not personal failure. This is a national failure. Okay, both parties have sold the working class out. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say. Both political parties helped collapse the working class. One side blamed the poor, the other side blamed the rich. Both sides took money from the corporations doing the damage. Both signed off on trade deals that killed jobs. Both deregulated industries that exploited workers. Both promised protections they never delivered. Both talked about opportunity while selling the country to the highest bidder. The working class didn't lose because they made bad choices. They lost because nobody represented them. Not in Washington, not in state capitals, and not in corporate offices. This collapse wasn't partisan. It was bipartisan. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Offended Outcast. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment to do so. It would really help. Smash the like button too. Until next time, guys, let's rise together. Welcome back to Offended Outcast. Well, this is going to be the last pretty day before the cold really sets in around here. Well, I wanted to make this message to our leaders that are running this whole show. I think it's time you came out of your gilded palaces and came down to Main Street. Took a walk with the average person down the sidewalk. Look at all the empty businesses that aren't selling nothing. All the empty parking lots because people aren't spending money. Walk by the next restaurant and see 2 or 3 people in the restaurant instead of a full house. Because you see, American people don't have any money anymore. People are broke. It's all been vacuumed upwards. And you continue to gaslight us with this information that, oh, the stock market's doing great. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's going up and up. Keeps going up and up. And that's because all the money's being vacuumed upwards. But you go down to the local Dollar General, that's the only store that's doing any business. Well, why? Well, it's because people ain't got no money. So they're buying $5, $10, $20 worth of stuff at a time and trying to make it stretch. Now, Mr. President, I know you said, well, we got $20 trillion worth of new investments coming. Well, that's all fine and good. But that's years out from actually starting to take root in this country. So what are people supposed to do right now? Pull up our bootstraps a little tighter? Cinch our belt? We've already done that. The only thing that's come down in our economy is the price of gas. Everything else keeps going up and up. You know, you walk downtown, you walk by the used car lot, the one that sells cars for $5,000 a piece. They ain't sold a car in 6 weeks. Well, if people can't afford to buy a $5,000 car, how the hell do you expect them to go out there and buy a $70,000 car? The math don't math, Mr. President, and it don't add up. And I know I ain't the only one seeing it. It's time to come out of them gilded palaces and get down here with the real people on the street level and start seeing what's really happening here on the ground. Businesses are going broke.
As you continue watching, guys, this is really an explosive and unexpected message that is shaking the conversation. And we are seeing in this video, this elderly white man is delivering a bold and scathing warning aimed directly at Donald Trump and the broader white community. And his words are raw, his words are unfiltered, and even deeply reflective. He is claiming that a major mistake has already been made and the consequences are now unavoidable. Yes, he is speaking about power. He is speaking about control, and how systems that once believed to offer protection may now be turning against those who trusted them the most. Is this a wake-up call, guys? Or is it too late to change course? This commentary here, I am here to break down this message, and these reactions is not sparking. It's sparking, guys, and what it could mean moving forward. So you don't want to miss this powerful perspective. Just watch till the end and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's get into these remaining clips. I'll be back.
People are out of money. People are desperate. They're angry. They're frustrated. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. Thank God for YouTube, or I'd be in even worse shape than I already am in. You got to stop gaslighting the American people here. You got single mothers out here trying to scratch around, asking for money because they can't get by, because the benefits are being cut, the services are being cut. I mean, where do we draw a line between compassion and fiscal responsibility here? I don't know. Maybe I'm just ranting into the void today. But I was thinking, none of this makes sense. People are desperate. People are crying out. They're mad. Nobody's listening. Yet we're seeing all this media hype towards, the new golden age, There ain't nothing golden here. Nothing golden here. And you walk down my main street in my little town and you'll see it. People are broke. People are mad. They're frustrated. They're grinding 40, 50, 60-hour work weeks and wondering why the ends don't meet. And I've tried to explain why some of this is happening. And I think I've gotten the message out to some people, yes. But I think maybe you needed to hear this today. When is enough is enough? We got the pending healthcare thing coming where people's healthcare is going to explode by 200-300%. Nah. I agree. Obamacare was a disaster. I agree. And it needs to be fixed. Well, get to fixing it. We've heard excuses long enough. It's time to now let's start seeing some action on this. People can't afford another $300 a month in health care. It's just not possible. Because, see, our wages ain't going up. They keep going down. Our job security keeps getting evaporated like water in the desert. People are out here driving for pizza and Uber and DoorDash. Old people. Not just young people, old people. Because they can't get by. And I'm going to hear it in the comments. Well, you should have planned better. You should have budgeted better. You should have invested when you was young. Why didn't you invest when you had all those years? Well, it's easy to say. But you got to understand, our wages were lower back then. Our opportunities were not as predominant as they are today to make investments. I don't know. Some of the people in my comment section really just turn me wild. They have no clue. They live in their glass house and want to throw stones. Well, go right ahead. I don't care. It doesn't make no difference to me. I'm telling you what I see on the ground here. People make mistakes in their lives. What, is that not allowed? Well, I'm glad you didn't make any mistakes. Good for you. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. You earned it. People can be just arrogant. Arrogant? I don't know. It's upsetting some days. You got people out here just, they're desperate. You look around, people are desperate out here. Nobody has any money. No one's doing anything. No one's investing because there's no money left. It's all been sucked upwards. Yes. The only people getting rich are the billionaires and the millionaires because they have the money to invest. But your average working Joe out here working 70 hours a week trying to keep the lights on, pay the mortgage? No. He's done. He's tapped out. How much money can you suck upwards before the people finally run out of money? There's only so much money. And the opportunities are getting less and less. People need to wake up. And our leaders need to get down on street level and start seeing what's really happening on the ground. We got 435 people in a big marble palace up there in Washington, and ain't none of them willing to come down here on street level and take a look what's going on. It's shit, they won't even answer your phone call. And as soon as you try to say something, oh, we ain't got time to talk to you. Yeah, you don't know how good you got it. Well, I think it's time people start waking up. And I think our people in these palaces need to come down to street level and start looking at what's going on the ground. This is ridiculous. Now, to me, it ain't about Democrat or Republican or either one of those, because they're both heads of the same snake. Things have got to change for the average American person. Main Street is dead. The only people doing any business is Dollar General and Walmart. That's it. That's crazy. The average mom and pop store, they're going under. It's like a tsunami. Every time I drive through town, there's another new business closed. Another restaurant folded up. Couldn't make it. No, something's got to change here, guys. You're going to have to do better.
Yeah, guys. So let me tell you, here is what's happening. In a time where political tension is already high and people are divided more than ever, we are seeing this man is delivering a statement that feels both personal and explosive. We are seeing he's not yelling, he's not ranting, he's speaking calmly but with urgency. And sometimes that's even more powerful. He is talking about decisions that were made in the past, choices that many believed would secure power, would secure control and stability. But now, he is saying those very choices may have backfired. And according to him, the biggest issue is not just politics, it's the system itself. He is suggesting that systems of power don't stay loyal to people. They stay loyal to control. And when control shifts, everyone becomes vulnerable. So his warning is simple but very heavy. That you thought you were in control, but the system was always in control of you. So that line alone has people thinking. Because if that is true, then what does it mean for those who believed they were protected by it? He does not stop there. He is directing parts of his message towards supporters of Donald Trump, people who believed they were pushing back against the system. But instead, he is arguing they may have unintentionally strengthened it. So that's the twist. He claims that by playing into certain narratives, people may have accelerated the very outcome that they feared. And now, according to him, there is no easy way out. So now let's take a step back, because whether you agree with him or not, this raises bigger questions. Who really holds power? Are people influencing the system, or is the system influencing people? And what happens when reality does not match what people believed for so long? This is not just about one man's opinion. It is about a growing feeling that things are changing very fast. Yes, and unsurprisingly, reactions are mixed. Some people are calling this a wake up call, others are rejecting it completely. But one thing is clear, people are paying attention, because when someone speaks from within a group and challenges it, it really hits differently. And it forces people to pause, it forces people to reflect, and even sometimes to question everything. So now I really want to hear from you. Do you think this was a genuine warning, or just another perspective in a very divided time? Drop your thoughts in the comments, guys. And if you found this breakdown insightful, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more real conversations like this. Because in times like this, understanding different perspectives matters more than ever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of the video. And this video, it's meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Peace be with you. Until the next one.